Hi guys, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, January 10th, 2017. This is Jennifer. So here we are, January 2017. Thank you guys for your kind comments from last week. We had a really fun time on our family winter holiday that we took together, and I am back with a vengeance, so we're just going to jump right in. I have two events to talk about today. First of all, Labyrinth has started on Fandom and Stitches. This is a collaborative event with about a dozen designers. We have just as many pattern testers. It is a huge event that we've put together for you guys. It will go through May. There will be 21 patterns with some bonus blocks. The quilt layout will be included at the end, and we will have a design invitational as well. First block is Sarah. This is actually the embroidered block. I am not making the paper piecing ones because of this project, which I'll talk about in a minute. So I'm hand embroidering all of my blocks. This is my first block, Sarah. She hasn't been squared up yet. I actually designed both of the first blocks, the paper pieced and the embroidered. Sarah's the only paper pieced block that I designed for the event, but I did several other embroidery ones, and I'm really happy with the way she turned out. There are two options on the embroidered pattern. I know Amber made the other one, so hopefully she will show that to you today. The Labyrinth patterns will post every Wednesday on Fandom and Stitches, and be sure and join the Labyrinth group on Facebook so you can share and ask questions and whatever. Lots of community support there. The other project I want to talk to you about today is Paper Piecing Vintage 2017, which is a reboot of my 2014 block of the month, but this time it is a quilt along. The entire pattern's complete, so you don't have to wait with bated breath for the next pattern. We are quilting along. So basically I'm just nudging you. I'm going to be quilting along with you. This is the first block from the original Paper Piecing Vintage, but as you can see, I'm going a totally different direction this time. As you can see, my blocks this year are going to be Halloween themed. You guys know I love Halloween. I've been wanting to make a Halloween quilt forever, and it just keeps getting kicked to the bottom of the pile. So this year I decided, since I'm going to make Paper Piecing Vintage, I'm going to make it into a Halloween quilt. And I have to be honest with you guys, and you can ask Amber, it is totally true. I went through several variations of stacks of fabric for this project. I kept pulling the stuff and putting it away and pulling stuff and putting it away. And then I stumbled on my Halloween fabric and was like, okay, I have to figure out how to make this work. And this is how we're doing it. We've changed sets just a little bit so I can talk about my to-do list from last year and my to-do list from this year. My to-do list last year was extraordinarily long, and I color-coded it and I spent like hours making it, and it ended up being more complicated than I wanted it to be. And my year ended up being more complicated than I wanted it to be. So this year I've decided to go back to my theme from, I think, 2013 was simplify, simplify, simplify. So we're going to do that again in 2017. This is 2016 Stonehenge Project of Doom. It is on my quilt frame. Did not do anything with the signature quilt. I did not do anything with the embroidered flower quilt. I did not do anything with my There and Back Again Hobbit quilt. I finished Topsy Turvy Trees, finished quilting and binding my vintage top. I did not do anything with As You Wish, my Princess Bride top. I did finish 2 Project of Doom charity quilts last year. I ended up with 8 total quilted, including the POD's charity quilts from last year for Linus. All the rest of my Linus quilts were crocheted because of all the time I was off my feet after surgery. I did finish a quilt for my son. Actually, this was my Halloween quilt, and I marked it out and I put memory quilt on top, and that was the project I did for Courtney that I showed you guys a couple weeks ago. My favorite things got finished. My X-Files quilt is a top, but it is now in the UFO pile. The chocolate box quilt, I ended up not only finishing it, but making a companion to that I gave to Hard Hat Cat for her 2 daughters. And my Project of Doom 2015 signature quilt, I did nothing with that. So this like super complicated project list, I have scrapped this, and I've completely redone the way I'm going to do it this year. It is super simple. It took me 10 minutes to put together yesterday. I pulled out a piece of poster board. It was the only poster board I could find in the house because I don't really keep school supplies anymore since my kids are off at college. And I pulled out some Post-it notes and I made this guy. So this is my to-do list for this year. Blocks in progress, to be pieced, needs back, to be quilted, on the quilt frame, bind and label, finished. I originally just stuck the Post-it notes on here, but it is humid in Austin and it's getting warmer right now, so they just peeled off. Then I tried double-sided tape and that just peeled off. I tried painter's tape, that just peeled off. So I ended up digging through my stash and I had super sticky Velcro that I had bought on clearance sale at Joann's for $1. It was like a whole roll of Velcro. So I just cut it up in little pieces and I put the Velcro in there, and that did the trick. The Velcro is sticking. Not only that, but I cut up all the rest of the pieces and put them on the back, so all I have to do if I have a new project to stick on here I need a I put all this extra Velcro on here. If I need to stick a new project on, I have the Velcro ready to go. The only thing I would do differently because of the sticky issue, I originally planned just to stick the Post-it notes on there. If I had known I was going to go the Velcro route, I probably would have done it on like index cards or something. But I don't care, I'm totally happy with it. It's easy. When I get finished with a project, I can just move it down to the next step, and then hopefully I'll fill in all these spaces under finish this year. That is the goal. For 2017, Blocks in Progress, Goblin King Labyrinth Quilt, Paper Piecing Vintage Halloween Quilt. I also put the dates on all of these so I know what year each project originated. So these both say 2017. This is Linus Orphan Blocks. This is an ongoing project. I am not collecting orphan blocks anymore because I have an IKEA bag full of them because I didn't get to work on those last year. Just the priority because of surgery and Gareth's quilt and all this other stuff, I just didn't work on it. And so this year, my goal is to make one orphan block quilt a month for the Linus Connection and get that quilted and donated. And I am hopefully going to be able to plow through some of those blocks, but I'm not going to take any more because, guys, I have enough for probably 10 people. This one needs back, and the only one that needs it back is the 2015 signature quilt. This was the Project of Doom signature quilt from when we rebooted the Project of Doom on Fandom and Stitches in 2015. To be quilted. Every one of these has a back. It's hanging up and it's ready to go on the quilt frame. Embroidered Flowers quilt. Hobbit, There and Back Again quilt. So 2011 for the flowers, 2012 from Tababomb, As You Wish, 2014. Bunny Top, 2016. That was made out of orphan blocks last year. X-Files quilt, 2016. I hate that that's a UFO, but it is. On the Frame, Project of Doom, 2015. So that is the one I've been making pebbles on. I'm on the very bottom of the quilt for pebbles, and then I have to go back to the top and quilt the rows. I didn't do any quilting over the holidays. My house was full of people, and I just didn't do it. So that is hopefully going to start again this week. Bind and label. I don't have anything ready to bind, so I mean, at least I don't have anything waiting around just for that. And hopefully finish will be filled with some of these lovely orange papers. I did put a little hanger on here so that I can just hang this on the back of my door because I have like a little coat rack, and I think because of how easy this is to read and how simple it is, I should at least be able to keep track of what's next. So that's last year's to-do list, that's this year's to-do list, that's the Labyrinth quilt along, that's the Paper Piecing Vintage quilt along. It's going to be a fun first half of the year, and I hope you guys are joining in at least one of these guys. There are links in the description for both events and links in the description to buy this pattern and to buy the complete set. Guys, seriously, the complete set's a much better deal because my individual patterns, $2.95 a piece, but you can get this pattern, all other 11 patterns, bonus blocks, stashing information, order information, $10. $10. As you guys know, I'm an independent designer and every purchase helps, and I really appreciate your support. That is it. You guys be sure to post your videos on ttmt.livejournal.com. I will see you guys next week. Bye.